Good afternoon, guys. Sorry for the delay, but we're here. Okay, so it's Friday. Let's go and start with the class. By the way, I'm about to upload the grades. Nobody complained or asked me or told me anything related, so I mean, it means that everything is good, right? Okay. So we're gonna continue with the same topic we were talking about yesterday, which is the one of women and men, stereotypes, and that. So the speaking part is this. We were about to talk about it and discuss yesterday, but I told you that it was better to use today, this class, to do it. Okay, so it says, read the information. Which comments do you agree or disagree with? Can you think of any opinions to add? Okay. And then here we have, which seems to be, well, it's an F. And it says, are men and women really different? We asked for comments and this is what you said. And then it says, absolutely. Men can't watch sports on TV and talk to their girlfriends at the same time. Do you agree or disagree with this phrase, guys? Agree or disagree with this phrase? Men can watch sports on TV and talk to the girlfriend at the same time. True or false for you?
True.
True. Okay. Next. Women don't know how to read maps. True or false?
¿Cómo? Read map?
Okay, so it's false then?
False.
Next, women remember every outfit they've worn for the past 20 years. Men can't remember what they were wearing yesterday without looking on the floor. Is this true, guys, or false? What do you think? Girls, tell me, do you remember every outfit you have worn?
Ni me acuerdo lo que me puse ayer.
Yeah, so I agree with you. I think this is false. Actually, sometimes I wear like the same blouse in the same week, and because I can't remember if I wore it in previous days until I see pictures or something like that. Okay, next one. Men can buy a pair of shoes on the internet in 90 seconds. Women like to take 3 weeks. Agree or disagree?
Depends on the guy.
Yeah, right. And actually, I think that this is like very odd because in my case, I've known men who are like actually even more selective when buying something than women. So well, this was just a survey, right? So I mean, I don't know who these people are. Okay, next one. A baby is crying, a dog is barking, and a doorbell is ringing, but the man of the house is sleeping. Men can sleep through anything. Women can't. What do you think?
Yeah, especially if they're moms.
Yeah, this one probably is more accurate, and this could be like the first phrase or paragraph that I agree with, because it had happened to me many times that, for example, in my case, when I used to live with my mom and my dad, my mom was awake, I mean, by every single noise, or when we were sick, she was always like pending. And I remember my dad, no, I mean, he was sleeping all night. So probably this could be like the more accurate from all the ones we have read. Okay, but of course that there are women that they go to sleep and nothing will wake them up. Okay, next. Men speaking sentences, women speaking paragraph. What do you think?
Yes.
I think this one is also well, not like 100% true, but it has kind of, it's kind of real, because if I'm not wrong, women can speak more words than men per minute. I'm not sure about that, but I think that I've read it somewhere. Okay, so now it says the question here according to what we just read. Do the men and women in your life conform to the normal stereotypes? So based on the general, we read 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 6 different paragraphs of stereotypes. Think about the men and men and women surrounding you. Do they conform to the normal stereotypes? I mean, do they fit these characteristics or stereotypes?
Only my mom that I know.
Okay, so let's say that maybe not all the women, not all the men, probably it's like, I don't know, let's say 2 of 5 men or 2 out of 5 women. We can generalize, right? Okay, good. So yesterday, if I'm not wrong, you were quiet. I think today you are even more. But well, it's okay. I hope that you change that and you help me to participate and make this class more entertaining. Okay. So it says grammar review of verb tenses. We're gonna have a review of this: present simple, present continuous, past simple, and past continuous. So it says, match the underlined verbs below with the tenses from A to D. So we're gonna read the sentence and you're gonna tell me, oh, that's present simple, that is past continuous, or simple present, present simple, okay? So number 1, Bernardo, can you read the first sentence, please?
We asked for comments, and this is what you say.
Okay, number 1 sentence. Look at the verbs. The verb tense used in this sentence is?
¿No sería past simple?
Past simple, yes.
¿No anotamos eso?
No.
Okay.
Number 2, Samantha, please.
Men can't remember what they were wearing yesterday.
So what tense is underlined? Wearing.
Past continuous.
Past continuous, very good. Number 3, Grecia, please.
Me trabé.
Women.
¿Ya me escucho? ¿Sí me escucho?
Yes. Women.
Women remember every outfit ever wore for the past 20 years. And present simple.
Very good. So therefore I know, because it's the only one that I have left, that the last one is present continuous. But Karina, can you help me to read it, please?
La 4, ¿verdad?
Yes.
A baby is crying.
Very good. A baby is crying. So what do they have in common? If it is past continuous or present continuous, they're gonna be with the gerund and the verb to be. Obviously that if it is in past, so the verb to be is gonna be in past, was or were. And if it is in present, so then is, are, or am. And the past simple is just the verb in past, and the present simple is just the base form of the verb. So as it says in here, this is a review. This means that you have worked with this and that you are actually knowledge of this, that you already know about this topic. Okay, so it says in here, complete the rules with the correct tenses. So let's complete this part. What do we use? Present simple, present continuous, past simple, or past continuous for actions, events, or situations that are finished.
Past
Oh,
Past simple, very good. Past simple, very good. Okay, number 2. We use for things that are going on at a particular moment in the what tense is this?
The present continuous.
Present continuous, very good. Present continuous. Okay. Number 3 says we use for habits, routines, and things that are always true.
present simple.
Present simple, very good. And well, therefore, we use when someone was in the middle of an action at a particular moment in the past. So the one that I have left, which is past continuous. Okay, I'm going to erase. And then it says, read about the state verbs. Underline 3 examples in the text below. Okay, state verbs are those verbs that I don't do a section. For example, running, cooking, flying, fighting, walking, running. Those verbs are actions that I need that I need movement. Okay, so if I move myself, if I am moving, if the action requires movement, that is not a state verb. The state verbs are those actions that are not used or done with movement. They are, let's say, with the brain, I mean, with your mind, state verbs. So these type of verbs, the state verbs are called, are called state verbs. And it says, some verbs are not usually used in continuous. What does this mean? That I'm not gonna use it with the ing. Y el hecho de que diga aquí que no lo use con ing es exclusivamente en el tiempo presente continuo. Porque el gerundio, el ing ending, can be used with this type of verbs, but in a different way, not as verbs, no como verbos en sí, pero ese ya es otro tema, que probablemente lo vamos dentro de with these units, right? But not today. So when we're using the present continuous or past continuous, which is using the verb to be plus the gerund, were these verbs that we have in here, the state verbs, the ones that are made with the mind, let's say, we shouldn't change them with the ing form. I mean, if I say I want ice cream, I'm gonna say I want ice cream, and that is in the present. I mean, I'm not gonna say I am wanting an ice cream, even though it is happening right now. Or for example, I can say, oh, I like sushi. I'm not gonna say I am liking sushi. So this type of verbs, again, are called state verbs. So the verbs that are not action done with movement, so then I'm gonna keep them in the base form, which means that I'm not gonna use the present continuous. Okay? So let's go to the language bank to keep discussing about this. Okay, so let's go first to the present simple, to the simple present. Affirmative, he looks happy. So when it is affirmative, it's very easy because for most of the subjects, I, you, we, and they, I'm just gonna use the verb in its base form. But if it is with his, she, and it, remember, I will have to modify it, adding an S, ES to the word. For example, since I am using he, so then it will be he looks. He looks happy. She looks happy. It looks happy. I look happy. You look happy. So then I'm not gonna change it with I, you, we, and they. When it is negative, I'm gonna use don't for I, you, we, they, and doesn't for he, she, or it. So for example, for he, she, or it doesn't look happy. But I, you, we, they don't look happy. And for the interrogative, it's the same. For he, she, or it, I'm gonna use does at the beginning. Does he look happy? And for I, you, we, they, I'm gonna start with do. Do you look happy? Whenever I'm making questions in simple present or any other tense, when I have an auxiliary verb, such as does or do, the verb is gonna go back to its original form. For example, I know that for the third person in the singular, he, she, or it, I need to modify the verb in the simple present affirmative. When it is negative, adding doesn't and taking the verb into its base form. And when it is interrogative, starting with the auxiliary verb, subject, and verb in its base form too, okay? Now, what am I gonna use the simple present? Sophia, help me to read it, please. Use the simple present.
Mande.
Help me to read. Use the simple present.
Use the simple present to talk about something that is always or general true, habits, routines, with be, and other state verbs.
Very good. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. So whenever I'm talking about something that happens with a frequency, I'm going to use the simple present. I'm going to use the verb to be, which is am, or I mean am, is, or are, also to talk about the present tense, simple present, and with other state verbs, as it says in here. So it means that the simple present can be used also to talk about future terms and present and things that are happening at this moment. O sea, el presente simple me sirve tanto como para hablar de cosas que pasan con alguna frecuencia, hábitos, like that. También me sirve para hablar sobre cosas que están pasando en este momento, porque son una realidad, o sea, es algo general que no va a cambiar. Por ejemplo, si yo digo, I want, let's say that we're in a restaurant and I say, I want a sandwich, quiere decir que lo quiero en ese momento, pero no te voy a decir I'm wanting a sandwich. I will say, I want a sandwich, please. Entonces, eso significa que es en este momento. Entonces, el presente, el simple present aplica tanto como para el presente en general, o sea, cosas que son hechos que pasan con una frecuencia, que son rutina, hábitos, like that. Y también para algo que puede suceder en este momento. Por ejemplo, si yo digo I'm sad. When am I sad? Right now I'm sad. ¿Ok? Y también con los state verbs como el de I want a sandwich. O sea, lo quieres ahorita porque estás pidiéndolo, right? And also it can help me with the future tense. También me sirve para hablar sobre el futuro con cosas que ya están, with things that are scheduled, that are literally in a calendar, that are facts. For example, Independence Day in Mexico is on September 15. Estoy hablando del futuro porque todavía ni es, pero es algo que ya está agendado y así va a ser siempre. I can also say, oh, the train leaves at 8:30. Todavía no son las 8:30, pero estoy diciendo que se va porque ya está, es algo ya que ya está estandarizado. ¿Sí? ¿Me explico? Am I clear?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so that is the use of the simple present. Now let's go to the present continuous. Present continuous, affirmative is the verb to be plus the gerund, which is the ing ending. We're staying here. Negative, we aren't staying here. And interrogative, are we staying here? Remember to use is with, she, he, and it, and use am with I. When am I gonna use the present continuous? Help me to read, please, Jonathan.
Use the simple continuous to talk about an activity happening at the time of speaking or a temporary activity happening around now. It may be happening at the moment, but may not be.
Exactly. Why? Because the present continuous, probably like the main use or the most common use that we learn, or the first use we learn, is the one that is happening at this moment. For example, we're studying English right now. We're cooking, in case that we were cooking, right? So, entonces me sirve el primer uso, o el primero que aprendemos, the first we learn is for the things that are happening at this moment. Entonces, si quieres hablar sobre algo que estés haciendo en este momento y no necesitas un state verb, o sea, literalmente es un action verb, entonces vas a utilizar el present continuous. También me sirve el present continuous, súper común de utilizar para hablar del futuro. Cuando sean situaciones que se planearon antes del momento de hablar. O sea, no es una decisión que tú tomas en ese momento, es algo que ya está, that it's already planned. For example, I'm going to France next month. So it's already planned, it's already set. I'm telling you because it's a plan that is already made. Okay, it could also be something that is happening, that is in progress, algo que está en proceso, no necesariamente que lo estoy haciendo ahorita o que es para el futuro, pero es algo que ya se inició y sigue en proceso. For example, I don't know, let's say that you're talking about a series you're watching, and you can be discussing, oh, I like this series, oh, really, I'm watching it. Es como, yo la estoy viendo. Pero no estás diciendo que es algo que estás haciendo en ese momento, sino que está en proceso, o sea, tú lo estás haciendo en el presente de tu vida, ¿sí? Yes? So the present continuous works for things at the moment, things that are happening around now, which means that it's in progress, and things of the future that are already planned. Yes?
Yes.
Thank you. Then we have the simple past. Simple past, the examples are, they worked hard. They didn't work hard. Did they work hard? Lo padre del simple past es que aquí se utiliza la misma estructura tanto como para he, she, or it, and we, you, they. Entonces, el simple past se va a utilizar en past tense, literally, the verb in past tense, in the affirmative sentences. When it is negative before the verb, base form of the verb infinitive, I'm going to add didn't. For example, they didn't work, she didn't work, etc. And interrogative, I'm going to start with did, subject, verb, and its base form. When am I going to use the simple past, Jaciel, please?
Use the simple past to talk about finished actions, events, or situations in the past.
Very good. So I'm going to use it as it says in here to talk about things that are finished. O sea, situaciones o cosas que ya terminaron. Y este es muy general y al mismo tiempo específico porque habla sobre algo que ya se terminó. O sea, puede ser de un pasado de hace mucho tiempo o un pasado que acaba de pasar. Right? Now, the past continuous. When am I going to, well, first of all, what is the structure of the past continuous? Okay, it is the subject plus was or were, and the gerund of the verb. I was living there during the 90s. I wasn't living there during the 90s. Were you living there? Entonces, cuando es con was, I, he, she, and it. Cuando es con were, we, you, and they. I was living, you were living, they were living. I wasn't living, you weren't living. Were you living? Was she living? When am I going to use the past continuous? Carlos, help me to read, please.
Use the past continuous at a particular time in the past. This action was not punished at that time.
Okay, very good. So it says in here to talk about an action or situation in progress at a particular time in the past. Entonces yo lo voy a usar el past continuous para hablar sobre algo que se llevó a cabo durante un tiempo. Por lo general, cuando yo uso el past continuous, estoy hablando sobre algo que se vio interrumpido por otra acción, o si tú me preguntas de un tiempo en específico del pasado, probablemente use el past continuous. For example, if I ask you, oh, what were you doing yesterday in the morning? Entonces piensas que estaba haciendo, I was watching TV. I was doing exercise. Entonces vas a usar el past continuous, que es esto, para hablar sobre situaciones que estaban en progreso en el pasado. State verbs and dynamic verbs. State verbs are not usually used in the continuous forms. The most common states are attitude verbs. Love, hate, like, want, prefer. Thinking verbs, the ones that are with the mind. Believe, know, remember, understand, mean, and imagine. Sense verbs. See, hear, sound, appear, seem. Belonging verbs. Own, possess, belong to, have, contain, and include. Les voy a pedir, por favor, que tomen nota de estos state verbs so you can have like the note that these verbs are the ones that cannot be used with the continuous. Well, it's not that they can't, because sometimes maybe we can use them, but it's not common, okay? So just copy these state verbs and dynamic verbs and copy that. Okay, I'm gonna read this part. It says, some state verbs can be used in the continuous form when they describe actions. For example, see, have, think. I'm seeing feel tonight. This talking about referring to the future. We're having a party, organizing. I'm thinking of going to college, considering. So that's why it says in here that some of the state verbs can be used in continuous form, okay? Did you finish copying this? You could also take it a screenshot or something like that so you can have it. But I mean, if you want to write it, just let me know if I'm able to move. Done or not yet?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, thank you. So then it says in here, underline the correct alternatives. Here we have this exercise. And I want you to read it carefully and identify what verb, according to the context of the paragraph, should be used. Present continuous, simple present, past simple, past continuous, okay? So I'm gonna give you a chance for you to choose your answers and then we're gonna read it and you will tell me what you chose, okay? What do you have to do here? No pretendo que lo escriban todo. There are 10 options. So just make a list of 10 numbers and cut in the number, the option you chose. Okay?
Okay.
So I'll give you 3 minutes, Hubi. Tell me when you're ready, okay? Okay, finished?
Sí.
Okay, well, I'm gonna do something. Well, we have 5 minutes left. I'm gonna restart my computer and I'll call you back.
Okay.